Hi guys. So first I want to apologize about the audio from my last live. Not really sure why that happened, but I'm trying to do better this time. We are back, right? Talking about the George Pino boat crash, where he's being charged for manslaughter. And facing a pretty lengthy sentence. Again, just to recap, him and his wife took their 17-year-old daughter and 11 or 12 of their friends to a sandbar down in the Keys on his boat. On their way back to go to a surprise birthday party for his daughter, he ran smack into a channel marker, and the boat capsized. Some people were thrown, some people, everybody, kind of suffered some injury. However, 17-year-old Lucy Fernandez, unfortunately, she died. She got stuck under the boat and she drowned. And there was one other girl that was irreparably harmed. She'll never be the same. She had a traumatic brain injury. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. So yesterday and today, they spent the entire day hammering out jury instructions. And for anyone that doesn't know, that's the defense attorney, the prosecuting attorney, and they work with the judge just all day long. There's no jury, there's no spectators. It's just them kind of hammering out the words and exactly what type of things the jury can consider. Today, or well, actually before that, which is absolutely crazy to me, he was actually offered a lesser, like a lesser included, which would have been a misdemeanor with like 60 days in jail for the majority. And he turned it down. Instead, going for either cut and dry reckless homicide manslaughter, which is a second degree felony, or just a straight up not guilty. I imagine he did that because he was just that confident. And to be completely honest, the state really hasn't, honestly, in my personal opinion, the state has not reached their burden. They have not proven that he was really reckless in any way. And this was just a tragic accident. A couple things. Laura Adams, the prosecutor, her and the judge kind of went to back and forth today because they want the jury to be able to decide between intentional vessel homicide, which obviously means that he did it on purpose, which is ridiculous, or culpable negligence resulting in a death, which would just be that he was acting in a reckless manner, and enough to, because of those actions, that's why the accident happened and they could have been avoided. Again, the state really hasn't proven that this was really anything except a tragic accident. I will say the one leg they have to stand on is that right after the crash, George made a statement to the boating police, stating that another boat was in his area and caused a wake, which caused him to have to go off course a bit, which kind of put him on course to hit the channel marker. And then he was asked to write down his account to memorialize what he's saying, and he wrote down the same thing. However, he's the only one out of all these witnesses, people on the boat, people around the boat. I mean, he is literally the only one to talk about this phantom boat. And we're pretty sure, and I think the lawyers think the same, that that may have been a lie. And if it was a lie, it begs the question, why? You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't do anything wrong, you wouldn't have a need to lie. Did he do something that he felt so much guilt and shame over what happened, you know, or he was scared, or whatever the case be, that he had to lie? Because, I mean, if I had a tragic accident and, you know I didn't do anything wrong, I'm not going to lie. I don't have a reason to lie. So, you know, that's kind of where we were for the last 2 days. And this Monday is closing arguments. So, I will, of course, update you on how those go. And then after closing arguments, the judge will give the jury these jury instructions that they spent the last 2 days hammering out. And then it will be in the jury's hands. And we will see. This is a very interesting case because there are a lot of moving pieces. And again, though, I don't think the prosecution has proved their case, which was that he was impaired in some way and he was acting recklessly enough to where if he didn't act that way, the accident would not have occurred. So, tune back in. I would like to hear your comments as well from the people who are also following this trial or who are interested in trials. There's a couple new ones I'm going to start following soon, but I'm trying to just kind of keep it at, with these videos so that the information stays consistent. So, that's all I have for now. And again, like I said, just, like and comment and, let me know what you think. I'm very interested and would like to know. So, have a great night. Have a great Father's Day. For all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Even the pup parents, like Teddy's dad. And have a wonderful evening.